Hi, my name is Todd Farmer. I'd like to welcome you to the Cheat Sheet series, the technical steps to setting up your WordPress powered website. Let me show you. This cheat sheet, this single page document, is going to be the foundation for everything that we're going to be doing in this entire series. I've been able to boil down everything that I do, at least technically, all the technical stuff that I have to do to setting up a website into one quick cheat sheet. It's a single page document. Now, it may be a little confusing if you're new to some of this, but don't worry, we'll have more explanation videos and details and how-to guides coming up in the series as well. But for the more advanced people, you've done a lot of these steps before. Maybe you forgot a couple things. Well, that's what this thing is for. That's what this whole cheat sheet is about. It's to help you systematize setting up your website that's powered by WordPress so you don't forget anything. And if you have a solution or you have a problem and you're looking for a solution, well, I've probably run into that problem before and I found a solution for it, and I list them here in the plugins guide. Okay, so I just wanted to have a quick introduction video here because I think that this cheat sheet, for a lot of the advanced people, this is going to be enough. Just looking at this stuff right here, you're going to know, all right, cool, this is all I need. This is all I need. But if you're not quite so advanced, you might need a little walkthrough. So what I want to do now, I'm not going to get into everything, all the details. I'm going to go and just give you a quick tour of what this entails and how it works, and kind of the overview, if you will, about what you're going to be doing with this cheat sheet. My goal with this cheat sheet was to help you get your website project set up as quickly and as efficiently as possible to get the results that you want with regard to your website, so you can focus on the content and the marketing and the business that you're trying to do with your website. This stuff should be fast. And that's the goal of this, is to get this technical stuff done as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So your job after getting this stuff done is to start working on your website and working on the business. But my job is to help you get there as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So a quick background on me and basically why I have this cheat sheet. Well, I started making websites for myself in 2008. I sold my company in 2005. I started an internet marketing technology and service company in 1996, sold it in 2005, stuck around for 3 years due to a contractual obligation, and after I was done, I started making websites. And what I did, and of course all these websites were powered by WordPress, and all the websites had various different scope, purpose. They had various different needs, and I ran into different problems for each of these different websites. And so what I would do is I'd go out and research and find solutions, whether it's a plugin or a theme, or I had to change my thinking around a little bit. What I ended up doing was, well, frankly, it was ridiculous. The amount of time I spent experimenting, doing trial and error, trying different plugins, and I got pretty good at figuring out what plugins work well for a certain particular solution or a problem that I needed solved. And I found that some plugins don't play well with other plugins. You know what that means? That basically it breaks your site if you use the wrong plugin. And what I ended up doing is I found that there was a lot of repetitive tasks that I had to do. And when I would go through and make a website, I found there were certain repetitive plugins and certain themes that I liked for certain tasks or certain, website projects or purposes. So I kind of had in the back of my mind a good list of all the different solutions that I have kind of at my beck and call, whether I've already downloaded them or I remember their name. But I didn't have a really good systematized way to do it. And so that's what this whole checklist is for. It started as a need for me to not forget what steps I need to take. Now, a lot of this stuff, frankly, is really redundant for me. But as I'm going through this whole process of making this cheat sheet, I know that it's going to help you if you don't know exactly what plugin you're going to need for a specific task. If you want to be sure that you are using all the appropriate essential external accounts and the external essential plugins. External, okay, you know what I mean. There are certain things that you need. There are certain steps you have to take. So just follow these steps and you'll get that job done. And so now let's go ahead and just run right through this cheat sheet so you can get into either doing it and making your website or looking into the other videos that help explain things a little bit more and give you the details that you need. So I think that is it, right? Yes. Oh yeah, one more thing to tell you. Updates in WordPress and the plugins that are available and new plugins that come out. Updates happen all the time. New things come out all the time. So this is not a static list of the steps you need to take and a static list of all the plugins that you may want to use or the themes that you may want to use. So I will be updating this from time to time, and as you can see, I've put a document version number at the very bottom of this document. So if you're looking for the current version, just come to the website and take a look, and it's only for members now. So why don't you come on and take a tour with me now. So let's get right into it. As you can see here, we have the first section, which is entitled Basic and Security. And essentially all this section is about is, well, the basic things you have to do when you first set up your website. You want to create an appropriate administrator name. You don't want to use admin. That's a hacker, what's a dream come true. So change it to either your name or the project name or whatever administration name that you'd like, and your very strong password. The displayed name, that's very simple. Just set that inside your settings section. The site name and tagline, also very simple. You set that up inside your settings. And your privacy. Do you want search engines to be able to crawl and index this site immediately, or do you want to wait until after you've populated it with some content? Now, when you start off with WordPress, you're going to see that there are some various different posts, pages, and links found inside your install by default. Get rid of them. Remove the Hello World post and the sample page, and while you're at it, get rid of all the links. Now let's talk about the settings. The first one is extremely important. I don't know why WordPress currently doesn't just do this by default, but get rid of that question mark, p equals or whatever thing. Get out of that and use an appropriate permalinks structure. Change your time zone to your local time zone for yourself. And you're going to want to set the front page and the blog page if it's appropriate. Now that of course depends upon you going and creating those pages at a later time, so you'll probably want to come back to this section. And of course the blog page is optional. If you want to set up your blog or your WordPress powered website to be just a blog and you want the blog to be the front page, then you're done. It's already done by default for you. But many of us, and many times, you want to set up a separate front page and have the website navigate more as a content management system. It's more of a static website. And then you have a blog attached to the website, and that's very easily done by setting those up in your reading section in the settings. All right, now the things that you're going to need to install and configure some essential plugins. Now you'll see over here on the right hand side, we will go through those as well. But let's start talking about them as if you've already gotten the list and you've gotten the links and you've at least you know where they are. So you definitely want to install your analytics plugin, the XML sitemaps plugin, your preferred contact form plugin, and of course your preferred backup plugin. Get that done early on so you don't have to worry about did I forget to do this, or you wait until you needed the backup to be done before a problem occurs. Get it done straight away. And any other remaining plugins as needed, you'll figure those out based upon your configuration. But these are the steps, right? And now the next thing is, of course, your theme. If you're going to use the default 2011 theme, you might want to change the header. If you like the little rotating default graphics, cool, you're done. Otherwise, you're going to want to upload your own image and crop it to the appropriate size. Maybe you want to have a couple images to rotate instead of the existing default images. Otherwise, you're going to want to install and configure your preferred theme. Now let's talk about some pages. You got to make some pages, people. So you want to make your good about page, the about your company, and a lot of times I like to make the contact page a child page to the about page, so it's automatically a drop down inside the navigation. And of course, in the contact page, you want to use the short code for your contact plugin. You're going to want your home page and your blog page, and of course that is how you'll determine inside the settings section where you set the front page and the blog page. Well, first you had to make those pages, so this is where you would make those pages now. Also, as long as you're doing this, do it right. Get the disclosure and the privacy pages created, as well as a page for your sitemap. And now this is different than the XML sitemaps that are made for Google that humans don't look at. I'm talking about a human sitemap that we, customers of yours and website visitors of yours, may want to look at to figure out where we are on the site and what our options are and how to navigate through the site. People like that and they appreciate that, and it's really easy to get done. You just make the page called sitemap and use the appropriate shortcodes in your sitemap plugin that we'll get into in a little bit. Alright, now we talk about some categories. By default, you only have one category inside WordPress, and it's called uncategorized. Create yourself a good default category and get rid of the uncategorized category. It just makes life a lot easier in the long run. If you have other categories that you want to make as well at this time, go ahead, crank those out and get the categories listed, so when you're making your WordPress posts, remember categories are for posts, not pages. When you make those posts, you can just simply select the category that's appropriate, or the categories that are appropriate for those posts. And speaking of posts, why don't you crank out a couple of those? Make at least one, maybe two posts so you can see what the website's going to look like, see how it's going to feel, particularly if you're going to be using a blog page as well as the home page. Your home page, you're going to have it look exactly how you want, and then the blog page, well, you got to have at least some blog content there to show at least one post. I prefer two, properly using images, tagging, and all that good stuff. So take your time, make a couple of quick posts, and make it look good. Also, menus. Before you really go live with your website, make sure you have your menus appropriate. Perhaps you have a separate menu for your blog as opposed to the main menu that you use inside your core main navigation. If you don't, you only have one, cool, no problem. Just make it now so that way you don't automatically add new pages to the top navigation every single time you make a page. If you want that to be the case, cool, you're all set. But I never do. So I always make a menu and select the pages or the categories or the special links that I want inside my main navigation. That was easy to say. Alright, also some links. Whenever I make a new website, I love to tell Google what my site is about and that I like linking to other sites and by talking about some resources. So I like to link to a couple of really good quality resources, and so you might as well put those in your links section now. And of course, if you have other websites, particularly if they're related websites, put those into your links section and then put that into your sidebar. Well, look at that. Speaking of sidebars, this is where you implement the widgets that are appropriate for your sidebar. Now, you may have two different sidebars, one for your main website, one for your blog. Depending upon the theme that you choose and that you ended up selecting and using, well, you may have many different choices for the types of sidebars you use and which sidebars are displayed at what times based upon I don't know, a category of a page that you're in or a section of the website that you're in. Either way, you're going to want to set up your sidebars now so it looks right and it just doesn't use the default like archives and tag cloud. Maybe I can't remember what they by default use, but get that part done. And also, well, I kind of already mentioned this about the blog sidebar. So if you do have a blog separate from your core website, now again, remember, this is not like separate, they're just different sections of your site, and the blog can have its own sidebar navigation where you have recent comments and most recent posts and top posts, whereas your main site, you may not necessarily have all that blog related stuff. You want to have some other navigation related to the section that people are in on your main website. Well, this is the time to do that. Make those sidebars, make them look good, and make them behave exactly as you want. And then the footer sidebar. Well, sometimes depending on the theme, you actually will have a sidebar that's specifically for your footer areas, and sometimes you'll have 4 or 3 different footer sidebars where you can put in different areas on the bottom of your website. Well, go ahead and get that done now too. All right, so that kind of covers it for the core basic technical stuff about, you know, your basic settings. Now let's go take a look at some of the essential plugins that you're going to need, and let's just run through this stuff really quickly because there's so many of them we can't really explain them all right now, so let's just run right through it. You're going to need some plugins here every single time you install WordPress. Every single time. These are the ones that I use every single time. That's why they're called essential. They are my essential plugins, and let's run through them. For Google Analytics, I love this Google Analytics product called Analyticator. All these links for all these plugins are also available below this video inside the members area. So Analyticator, love it. Google XML sitemaps, there's a link for that as well down here. That's great. You have a few different choices for the different backup plugins you may choose. I actually use all of these. So Xclone, Backup Buddy, and I like to move things over to Dropbox as well. Fast, secure contact form. That's my favorite, simplest contact form that you can put onto your website and just use a little shortcode. Boom, you're done for your contact page on your website. Category posts and flexi pages. I always find inevitably that I want to show just or highlight one particular category inside my sidebar. Well, that's where category posts comes into play. And flexi pages is also really good, and you're going to need that. Sexy bookmarks and ultimate Facebook. I always want to utilize the power of social media on almost all my blogs. I said almost? Yeah, always. All my blogs use social media sharing, and so Sexy Bookmarks by Shareaholic and Ultimate Facebook by WPMU Dev is great. And subscribe to comments. I don't know why this is not automatically delivered inside WordPress, but it's not, so grab this one as well. All right, and you know, as long as we're here, let's jump down to the essential external accounts, because these things are also equally important, because without the external accounts you can't use some of these essential plugins. So here we go. These essential external accounts, these are free. Google Analytics and Google Webmaster Tools. Also the Akismet API key, that is also free. If you just simply have a WordPress.com account, you can get your API key for free there. And also your Dropbox account. I think that's essential to back up and at least have a place for all of your stuff to go. And premium themes. This is the part where you're definitely going to have to spend a little bit of money, but you want to use it wisely. And I have found that Theme Forest is amazing. There's so many different crazy places you can go and find premium themes. Well, Theme Forest, I love what they do. They always look good. They're functional. They get the job done really, really well. And trust me, I've done a ton of these different websites. I've actually got a few other different places I get them from, but I always come back to Theme Forest for something that looks really good and is really easy to implement. Thesis theme, it's really popular. Actually, I use it for a lot of my sites, but you kind of got to be a little geeky like me to really be able to appreciate the power and flexibility of Thesis theme. It does take some time to understand and learn, otherwise it's going to look like a typical Thesis theme powered website or blog unless you do some tweaking. But I'm telling you, it's really powerful, it's very flexible, but it does take some time to understand. And so Thesis is a great one. Optimize Press, I love Optimize Press. It's so good because I use a lot of membership sites and sales pages and landing pages. But it just, since I'm not a designer, I just love how it just makes things look good for me, and it really gets the job done well. So those are my 3 favorite premium theme account companies. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at some optional plugins. All right, we're just going to run through this list real quickly because there's so many of them. And here we go. So you're going to need some sort of an SEO product. Depending upon the theme that you choose, some of these, the SEO features, you don't need these plugins. Like Thesis, it's included. So you don't need the actual plugins. You want to have an HTML sitemap. Again, links for all of these are below this video in the members area here. And breadcrumbs. Some security stuff. WordPress firewall and login lockdown. I like those. They keep my stuff safe. GD star ratings. I love GD star ratings for many reasons. And broken link checker. You want to make sure that your stuff is not linking out to stuff that's broken, or you don't have broken links on your site. Either way. I love Action Pop-up. It's a really good alternative to pop-up domination. I mean, pop-up domination is great, but what I like about Action Pop-up is that it also includes Action Opt-in and Action Comments. I'll talk about those things later. Pretty Links Pro for all your links. Definitely want to have a shortener for my stuff, especially in affiliate marketing. Amazon Deal Snatcher. That's a great product. I use that, but anyway, let's move on. Wishlist member and related plugins. Wishlist is huge. It's great. It's my preferred membership site platform. And BuddyPress and related plugins. This is another killer plugin. It does so much. I won't even get into it right now, but it's great if you want to have a kind of a niche social network and engage your users. Gravity Forms, an excellent form product. Anyway, I can't get into all this stuff right now. I need to just keep moving along. And Social Marketing, another great plugin. Favicon, login logos, and Ultimate Facebook. Tiny MCE Advanced, kind of thing that makes your posts and pages look good without having to know any fancy dancy technical stuff. reCAPTCHA, another thing to keep out the spammers, as well as Discuss, Comments Plus, and Comments Love. These are all comment related types of plugins. And if you choose to use Thesis, you want to find Thesis OpenHook and Thesis Header by BYOB. I like those guys over there. And WP YouTube. These are things that you're going to need if you're using YouTube in any way on your website. WP YouTube, TubePress, and if you're not necessarily using YouTube but other videos, you're going to need FV Flow Player. You want to do podcasts? Well, either PowerPress or PodPress. I've used them both, and I like them both for various different reasons. PHP Bay is a premium plugin if you want to integrate eBay products on your website. WP Zon Builder, it's for Amazon. It's really powerful, really great. And Data Feeder is an all-encompassing, excellent data feed system for your website. If you want to pull in some RSS feeds, use this stuff carefully, guys. Feed WordPress and Autoblog are really good solutions. And don't forget the mobile people. You want to make sure that your website looks good on either an iPod or an iPad or an Android phone. So you're going to want to find a mobile theme. I like WP Touch. CSV Pig has a great premium plugin to pull in data feeds from whatever source you may have. We'll get into all that stuff later as well. And related posts, thumbnails is another good one. Storify, you like to curate some content? Well, use Storify. Insights, and if you want to create a review for a product, use Easy Review Builder. It's a free plugin, and it looks pretty nice, and it gets the job done. Also, related posts, Add, rotate, and AdSense. I like AdSense injection for AdSense ads. And you want to get into some robots.txt stuff for your SEO. Keep search engines out and let them into certain areas. Either you know how to do the stuff manually or use a plugin called Robots Meta. And WP Show IDs, I oftentimes need to use this depending on the theme that I'm using and a certain function I need. I need to easily identify a category ID or a post ID or a page ID. So WP Show ID gets the job done. Exact PHP, now this is also, you gotta be very careful with this one. If you want to run PHP within a page or a post, you gotta install this free plugin. It's very powerful, but it could be very dangerous, so use it wisely. Okay, WP DB Manager, Super Cache, and your content delivery network. These are also very good things, very important. Certainly the WP DB Manager, I like to have that around at all times to fix up my database. And okay, let's jump down to optional external accounts, and we're done with the overall tour. So the optional external accounts, you definitely want to get an autoresponder software like Aweber and iContact, and MailChimp to some degree as well. If you're hosting your own videos, I like Amazon's S3 service, and also, of course, your Dropbox. Oh, look at that. I put it in both, essential and optional. Well, anyway, it's that good. It's listed twice. Dropbox. All right, Twitter. If you want to have your own persona within Twitter for this website, go ahead, get that done now. Get your Twitter account, your Facebook business page set up, your YouTube account. Don't forget, you're going to need your own separate Google Gmail account or Google account for YouTube, and Hootsuite. I love Hootsuite. That helps manage all of my social media stuff in one place, as well as TweetAdder, Social Oomph, and Pingler. So quickly, TweetAdder is great to help you find targeted people to follow. They follow you back. If they don't, you don't follow them. You go off and find the appropriate people. You automatically do a few things. It could be used spammy, but I know you want to make sure you use it wisely. You got to keep it slow, low, very consistent, and don't automatically do a bunch of stuff, but it is an excellent Twitter product. And Social Oomph, I like that for a lot of reasons, but you can see that for yourself, and we'll talk about it later. And Pingler is a great way to notify the search engines via the ping services that your content is available and fresh and new. All right, so that is the overview of the cheat sheet series, the Tech Steps Guide to Setting Up Your WordPress Powered Website. I hope this has helped you. Now, I am going to tell you now, there's a lot more available here within the members area to show you specifics all about the steps that you need to do. If you're a beginner, no problem. The steps, I'm going to go into much more detail. And then the essential plugins and the essential external accounts, much more detail. And the optional plugins, that's a huge undertaking, but I'm willing to take on that challenge and go through all these different plugins, show you what they do, how they work, and how it may help you in your website project or your website business. So with that, I'm Todd Farmer saying thank you very much, and I hope this one-page cheat sheet right here helps you. Print it off, get on it, and start getting your stuff done. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon. I hope this video helped you in some capacity in your endeavor to learn and explore and understand affiliate marketing a bit better. And I don't know if you've had a chance to do this yet, but I'd like to invite you and ask you to please consider joining affiliatemarketingplan.com for free. It's right here. Take a look. So it's affplan.com. If you don't want to spell out affiliate marketing plan, just type in affplan.com. And I have a bunch of different content here that's all available to the public, but I do have a bunch of really cool stuff, at least I think so, here just for our free members. And just by clicking on the members tab, you'll be directed to the join button. And if you are currently a member, you can log in, or like me right now, I'm already logged in, so I can go straight to the dashboard. And I just want to show you just in 2 seconds or so, okay, maybe more than 2 seconds, but you get the point. It's quick. At this point right now, I have two main sections. One is for ebooks that are free and available for anybody who's an affiliatemarketingplan.com free member, as well as videos. So if I show you real quickly the ebooks, right now we have a free ebook. It's called Affiliate Marketing, the Complete Guide for Beginners. And here you can click through and you can download your ebook just by clicking here. And look at this. I've got a copy right here in my hands. It's pretty comprehensive. I wrote a lot, and I wrote it because I wanted to be sure that my neighbors and friends and family understand affiliate marketing. So it's very comprehensive. It talks all about merchants, why they start an affiliate program, how it works for merchants, as well as for affiliates, how affiliates can get started, how they make money, and the whole process. So I hope you get a chance to download and read the free ebook, as well as take a look at some of these free videos that I have available. Unfortunately, you're going to get sick of my mug because I have a lot of myself in these videos, but I have two different productions in the AF Plan training series. Now these are free videos again, and the first one is just, it's an overview on affiliate marketing and how to build your first affiliate site and get started. And at this point there's two videos in here. And in this one, now this is actually a really fun project for me. It's building my son's first affiliate website, and I'm showing you everything from concept to creation to completion, the whole thing, all the things that we have to come up with, or thoughts, challenges, the whole 9 yards. So I really hope you get a chance to become a free member at affiliatemarketingplan.com, learn some stuff, and hopefully you can tell me that it's helped you at some point and has made you a really successful affiliate marketer.